My brothers and sisters, life will test you in ways you never imagined. People will hurt you, situations will break you, and moments will come where you feel you cannot go on. But let me tell you something powerful. If you train your mind to anchor itself to Allah, nothing in this world can destroy you. You will rise when others fall. You will smile when others collapse, and you will win in every situation. Not because life is easy, but because your faith makes you mentally unbreakable. Life will always place us in situations where our strength, patience, and trust are tested. Some days will be calm, while others may shake us to our core. But the reality is that if you train your mind to always see Allah's plan above your own, you will begin to realize that no difficulty can ever truly break you. Your heart may tremble, your body may weaken, but your mind, when anchored to faith, becomes unshakable. Winning in life does not mean that you will never face problems. It means you will approach every problem with the mindset that Allah is with you, guiding you, and that nothing can harm you unless He permits it. The first step to becoming mentally unbreakable is to strengthen your connection with your Creator. When you wake up each morning, remind yourself that this day is not yours. It is a gift from Allah. If He has granted you life today, then there is a purpose in your breathing, a reason behind your existence, and an opportunity to serve Him in the best possible way. Train your mind to see challenges as disguised blessings. What looks like a setback may actually be Allah's way of protecting you from something worse. What feels like loss may be the beginning of a greater gain. When your thoughts are aligned with this perspective, you will carry a calmness within you that no worldly storm can wash away. Many people collapse mentally when life throws hardships at them, as they see the hardship as a dead end. But the believer views it as a doorway that leads to closeness with Allah, a doorway that leads to patience, to forgiveness, to strength. If you teach your mind that every single test has within it an opportunity to rise, you will not only survive life's difficulties, you will thrive in them. Remember that even the prophets, the most beloved to Allah, faced immense challenges, yet their minds were trained to say, indeed, Allah is with us. When you repeat this to yourself, you too begin to develop that unbreakable resolve. To win in every situation does not mean to always get what you want. Sometimes winning means accepting what Allah wants for you with a heart that is content. Imagine the freedom of living like that, never a prisoner of your circumstances, never a slave to your desires, but always rising above by trusting the one who knows best. This mental shift alone liberates you. You stop asking, why me? And start saying, Ya Allah, guide me through this. And the moment you say that, you've already won, because you've handed your burden to the one who can carry it with ease. Train your mind to see beyond the surface of problems. For example, when someone hurts you, your natural reaction might be anger, revenge, or sadness. But if your mind is trained with faith, you will see that the person is only a tool through which Allah is testing your patience, your forgiveness, and your reliance on Him. Suddenly, instead of being consumed by anger, you rise above it. You realize that your true battle is not with that person. It is with your own ego, your own nafs. And when you conquer that, you become stronger than before. An unbreakable mind is one that does not get swayed by praise or destroyed by criticism. It remains steady because it is grounded in the remembrance of Allah. People may say you are successful and you don't allow pride to overtake you because you know success comes only from Allah. People may say you have failed and you don't fall into despair because you know every step backward may be Allah positioning you for a greater step forward. This is how you win in every situation, by removing the weight of people's opinions from your shoulders and focusing only on the gaze of Allah. There will be moments when you feel completely lost. Your heart may cry silently and your thoughts may feel clouded. This is where you train your mind to remember the power of dua. Speaking to Allah in your darkest moment is not weakness, it is strength. It is saying, Ya Allah, I cannot do this alone, but with you, I can face anything. That alone is enough to rebuild your brokenness into strength. Every time you pray, every time you cry to Him, you are fortifying your mind. You are building an invisible shield that protects you from the whispers of despair. Training your mind also means disciplining what you allow into it. If you constantly feed your thoughts with negativity, comparison, and doubt, your mind will break easily. But if you feed it with Quran, with reflection, with gratitude, your mind will become like a fortress. Gratitude is one of the most powerful mental training tools. When you thank Allah even in hardship, your mind learns to focus on what is still there, not just what is missing. Gratitude transforms pain into perspective and worry into worship. Remember that the world will never stop testing you. Sometimes you will be tested with ease, wealth, health, popularity, and other times with hardship, loss, illness, rejection. But in both situations, the mindset of a believer is the same. This too is from Allah. That mindset makes you untouchable. Ease does not make you arrogant. Hardship does not make you hopeless. You rise above both by anchoring yourself to Allah. That is mental unbreakability. Every day, train yourself with small acts of resilience. Wake up when your body says stay in bed. Pray when your nafs says delay. Forgive when your ego says hold on to grudges. These small victories build a powerful mind that can withstand major storms. Just like muscles are built with repetition and resistance, the mind is strengthened through consistent practice of faith, patience, and surrender. With time, your inner strength becomes so solid that no external force can dismantle it. The world will admire someone who stands tall in the face of trials, but Allah admires the one who bows down to Him in humility. True strength is not about never breaking down. It is about always turning back to Allah when you do. That is where unbreakability lies. Every tear you shed in sujood is not weakness. It is polishing your heart, sharpening your mind, and preparing you for greater victories. So do not let life scare you. Do not let failures convince you that you are weak. Your strength lies in your connection to Allah. And if you hold on to Him, you will never lose. Train your mind to rise above temporary struggles, to silence destructive thoughts, and to cling to the certainty that Allah is always with you. When your mind reaches that level of trust, then no matter what happens around you, you will win in every situation. Because your victory is not measured by the world. It is measured by the one who created it. When you truly begin to understand that your mind is one of the greatest blessings Allah has given you, you will realize that training it is not an option, it is a responsibility. You cannot allow your thoughts to be hijacked by fear, anger, or despair. You cannot let every insult, every disappointment, every loss dictate how you feel about yourself or about your future. You must condition your mind with the remembrance of Allah so that when the waves of life come crashing down, you are not swept away. You stand firm like a rock, unshaken, because you know that Allah's plan is unfolding in ways that your limited vision cannot yet see. There is a difference between someone who goes through life unprepared and someone who has fortified their mind. The unprepared person gets crushed by the weight of trials, while the trained one bends without breaking, adapts without losing faith, and grows without giving up. Life is not about avoiding pain. It is about managing it with wisdom, patience, and trust. Pain itself can be a teacher if your mind has been trained to extract lessons rather than to collapse in grief. Every failure teaches humility. Every rejection teaches resilience. Every setback teaches perseverance. But if your mind is untrained, all you see is darkness, and you miss the wisdom that Allah has hidden within those moments. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind is through controlling your inner dialogue. What you say to yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't handle this, your mind will start believing it, and your body will follow. But if you remind yourself, with Allah, I can face anything, then even when you are physically weak, your mind will give you the endurance to carry on. This is why the Quran emphasizes remembrance, because what you remember shapes how you think, and how you think shapes how you live. Think of the people who came before us, the ones who endured unimaginable hardship. They were mocked, abandoned, tortured, even exiled. Yet their minds remained unbreakable because their thoughts were fixed on Allah's promises. They did not focus on the cruelty of people, they focused on the mercy of their Lord. If you want to be mentally unshakable, you must anchor your thoughts not to temporary situations, but to eternal truths. The truth that every pain has an expiry date, that every wound can be healed, that every loss can be compensated, and that every tear shed for Allah's sake will be replaced with joy in the hereafter. Training your mind also means refusing to live in the prison of the past. Some people replay their mistakes over and over, allowing regret to crush their confidence. Others live in fear of the future, paralyzed by what ifs that may never even happen. But the one who is grounded in Allah learns to live fully in the present moment. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is unseen, but today is in your hands. If you train your mind to focus on what you can do now, pray, repent, be grateful, take action, you will find peace and clarity. Dwelling on the past only robs you of energy, and worrying excessively about the future only steals your hope. Both weaken your mental strength, while presence with Allah empowers it. Another aspect of becoming mentally unbreakable is mastering patience. Patience is not just sitting quietly. It is an active training of the mind to endure with positivity. When calamity strikes, you do not simply say, I am patient, while your heart boils with anger and resentment. True patience is to redirect those emotions towards Allah, saying, Ya Allah, I know you are testing me, and I trust you even when I don't understand. That mental training creates resilience so deep that nothing in this world can fracture it. Patience transforms bitterness into sweetness, because your mind sees every delay as preparation and every difficulty as purification. There will also be times when loneliness weighs heavily on you, when people turn away, when no one seems to understand what you are going through. In those moments, a weak mind will say, I am abandoned, but a strong, trained mind will remind itself, I am never alone because Allah is with me. This shift in perspective is powerful. It means that solitude becomes a sanctuary instead of a prison. Silence becomes an opportunity for reflection rather than emptiness. And isolation becomes a chance to deepen your reliance on Allah. A person who can be content with Allah alone is truly unbreakable, because nothing can threaten their sense of worth or stability. To win in every situation, you must also train your mind to rise above comparison. One of the most destructive habits is to measure your life against others. Their wealth, their health, their success, their happiness. It can make your own life feel small. But the believer knows that comparison is poison. Everyone's test is different, and everyone's blessings are distributed in unique ways. Train your mind to look at others with admiration rather than envy, with prayer rather than jealousy. This mental shift frees you from unnecessary pain and strengthens your focus on your own journey. Remember, the only comparison that matters is how you are today versus how you were yesterday. Resilience also comes from discipline. A mind that is used to constant indulgence will break the moment sacrifice is required. But a disciplined mind trained through fasting, prayer, and self-control will be able to handle hunger, loss, rejection, and discomfort with grace. This is why acts of worship are not just rituals. They are training sessions for the mind and soul. Fasting teaches restraint. Prayer teaches focus. Charity teaches detachment. And remembrance teaches clarity. If you engage in these consistently, you are not just practicing faith. You are building mental armor. Do not underestimate the role of gratitude in building an unbreakable mind. Gratitude is not just saying Alhamdulillah when things are good. It is saying it when life is heavy. It is recognizing that even in loss, you still have countless blessings. Gratitude trains your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity, on hope rather than despair. And when your thoughts are filled with appreciation, your heart feels lighter, your patience becomes easier, and your resilience grows stronger. When fear grips you, remind your mind that fear itself is just a creation of your thoughts. Allah has promised that He will never burden a soul with more than it can handle. If He has placed a challenge before you, He has already given you the ability to endure it. Your mind must be trained to remember that. Fear only grows when you feed it. But when you feed your trust in Allah, fear shrinks until it becomes powerless. Finally, remember that becoming mentally unbreakable is a journey, not a single event. You will not wake up one day suddenly immune to hardship. It requires daily effort, choosing faith over fear, gratitude over complaint, patience over despair, and surrender over resistance. The more consistently you practice, the stronger your mind becomes. And one day you will notice that the things that once broke you no longer affect you in the same way. The insults bounce off, the losses don't crush you, the delays don't frustrate you. You have trained your mind to win in every situation, not by avoiding pain, but by seeing Allah in every moment of it. This is the secret to mental resilience. It is not about being invincible. It is about being anchored so deeply in Allah that nothing can uproot you. When your thoughts are disciplined, your heart is calm, and your soul is connected to its Creator, you become untouchable. No matter what happens around you, inside you is a fortress built on faith. And with that fortress, you are prepared to face anything this world places before you